Hello everyone, welcome back. As you may know, the past couple of months were quite eventful. Unfortunately, these events that happened were all, well, bad. Really horribly bad for society. I thought that I may as well share some of my thoughts and analysis on them because that's what I promised to do on this channel. And as you may have seen in the title of the video, I'll be covering news from September all the way to this month of November. But without further ado, let's jump right into the recent chaos 2020 has offered us. Let's start off with what happened in early September. That time, everyone was outraged at the movie known as Cuties. Yes, you all know the French movie depicting underage sexualization and claims to be against it at the same time. Yeah, that's brilliant logic from Netflix right there, you know? See, if it really was, then at least depict it properly. What was depicted was still a bunch of dancing kids in skimpy outfits and twerking and slapping each other. Like, really? And that wasn't the only thing that made the movie horrible. The conflicts in the storyline were all over the place. Relations were inconsistent, and it was so fast-paced. Like, how are you supposed to like your family and hate your dance crew, and then hate your family and like your dance crew, and then flip the relations around 2 more times, and have a happy ending in only a couple of days? What is this storyline? And even worse, the main character is really the only good character because she at least had some development, despite it being badly done. The others, like the family and dance crew, not so much. Oh, and if you're wondering where I got this info, I just got it from reviewers. I did not watch this. There's no way in hell I would. And good thing Netflix got investigated for this BS, because it was well deserved. But honestly, I have a feeling that this child sexualization thing has been going on for a while. Everything from this to anime lollies and child beauty pageants to dance moms and toddlers and tiaras, and even child drag queens like Desmond and Lactatia. See, I have a feeling that pedophilia is going to be normalized sometime soon. You can blame the whole sexual revolution for this crap, as they were the ones that made our culture so sexualized. The only way to solve this, well, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. There's always been crazy people and revolutions in the world throughout history, and people will always recover. It was prominent in the times of antiquity, the Middle Ages, and even recent modern history. So everyone just stay cool and hold on for a bumpy ride, but we'll get through. Alright, now besides films, let's move on to games. Remember when I talked about DrApeis and how he was a better person and game developer than Yandere Dev? Well, I was wrong. Sorry supporters of him, but I was wrong. Now the following load of info is mostly from Harley TBS's channel, so again, you can thank him for that. But anyways, see, DrApeis was a bit dishonest in his development as he took assets from one of his old failed games known as Heartbreak, which was basically another Yandere Simulator recreation. So the claim that he remade Yandere Simulator in 2 weeks as Love Letter is hella questionable. The game itself is cancelled due to the sheer drama happening. So that's unfortunate. Now, as for DrApeis as a person, well, he was accused of grooming someone who who was 10 at the time. So yeah, his older accusations of being a pedophile are now confirmed, I guess. At least Yandev redeemed himself a little bit with the Osan release. But him? He just makes a video documenting his life. It was basically him summing up his past of failing school, bullying, abuse, rebelling, unhealthy romantic and family relationships, and even drugging and sexual assault. Yes, he claimed to be a victim of that crap. Gee, no wonder why he dishes that sexual crap out to another minor as well. I'm sure this guy would have loved the Cuties movie as well. Haha. Ugh, I guess that's just the result of an unhealthy life. My parents always told me to do well in school, do extracurricular activities and productive things, and be social by making lots of friends. I followed all of that, and this guy didn't at all. DrApeis is literally the opposite of me in terms of a life. I get that not everyone can be like me, and his life isn't entirely his fault. But whatever any of you guys do, don't follow his steps. Instead, live life to the best you can. Make smart choices and don't let others control you, no matter how manipulative or abusive they are. You can always find support somewhere, like others who have happy lives. I'm sure they will be willing to assist, as they probably would love to spread their happiness to others. Okay, now I want to talk about environmental crap that has been going on. As you may know, California is in fire season. And oh boy, this time it's literally record-breaking. You see, I don't know if this is global warming or what, but according to recent reports, the fires have devastated the whole darn state. Let me just read from a Washington Post article here. More than 3.1 million acres have been burned in California this year, part of a record fire season that still has 4 months to go. A suffocating cloud of smoke has veiled the West Coast for days, extending more than 1,000 miles above the Pacific. And the extreme fire behavior that's been witnessed this year hasn't just been wild. It's virtually unprecedented in scope and scale. Fire tornadoes have spun up by the handful in at least 3 big wildfires in the past 3 weeks, based on radar data. Giant clouds of ash and smoke have generated lightning. Multiple fires have gone from a few acres to more than 100,000 acres in size in a day, while advancing as many as 25 miles in a single night. And wildfire plumes have soared up to 10 miles high above the cruising altitude of commercial jets. Now please note the word unprecedented. It literally sums up the dreaded year of 2020. You know, maybe this wouldn't have happened if these idiots didn't set up an elaborate gender reveal party plan that involved a smoke pyrotechnic device. Yes, this crap actually caused a fire that swept across thousands of acres. Man, if only they had more IQ. Ironic how this is in a state that wants to be super duper eco and stuff. Their environment sure hasn't been taken care of well. But hey, it's just a fire season. That means it'll end soon, I'm sure. And plus, Cali may already be working on solutions like funding the firefighters or proper and safe evacs. Hell, I heard that also significant rain is pouring to help in Fresno, in fact. So just hang tight, Californians. You'll make it through. Now let's talk politics. Towards the end of both September and October, There were utter dumpster fires known as the presidential debates. To sum that up, it was basically Biden stutters, Trump interrupts, old man blabbering blah blah, that's it. Of course, questions about the pandemic, foreign relations, healthcare, etc. were asked. Here are some of their answers.
We have a vaccine that's coming, it's ready, it's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is going to distribute the vaccine. I was in the hospital, I had it, and I got better, and now they say I'm immune. Whether it's 4 months or a lifetime, nobody's been able to say.
And the Biden care proposal will, in fact, provide for that affordable health care, lower premiums. What we're going to do is going to cost some money. It's going to cost over $750 billion over 10 years to do it. And they're going to have lower premiums. You can buy into the better plans, the cheaper plans, lower your premiums, deal with unexpected billing, and have your drug prices drop significantly. The foreign countries are paying you a lot. Russia's paying you a lot. China's paying you a lot. And your hotels and all your businesses all around the country, all around the world.
Oh, and here's some from the first one.
Let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why would you answer that
because
question?
the question is
radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe? Who's on your list?
Right, gentlemen, I think
This
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack the court.
We have
not going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on.
Jeez, this is just cancer. Straight up cancer. Ugh, there was no winner of these debates. However, there was a loser. It was America. Case closed. Of course, maybe we shouldn't worry too much. It's just two old men blabbering really at the end of the day. The debates shouldn't hold too much weight and are petty if you think about it. If you don't like them, ignore them. If you do, then have a laugh at them whenever you want. Now, another thing that happened in October was quite a tragedy. In France recently, a teacher was literally beheaded by one of his students for showing something offensive. I believe that the man showed some satirical depiction of Muhammad during class. I can see how that can be quite offensive to many Muslims, as they are not allowed to depict Muhammad in their faith. But geez, killing someone over it is just too much. So in response, rallies in the country were held, of course. Now, about the wider issue of Islamic attacks in Europe as a whole, well, this can all be solved if Europe just mans up. Seriously, ever since the migrant crisis of 2015, Islamic terror has run rampant over Europe. I mean, the maps and statistics show it. It's ridiculous. And even worse, now far-right reactionaries are, well, reacting to it by committing violence in return. But it's pretty reasonable to keep out many of the migrants if there's a correlation between them coming in and more attacks happening. Seriously, Sharia law and Western culture aren't compatible, so either assimilate them or keep them out. Now, thank goodness at least some countries like Poland and Hungary have the balls to actually do this. But in Western Europe, like in France, not so much. I bet the Muslim student who beheaded the teacher probably wanted revenge on France for producing the Cuties movie. Nah, just kidding. But still, it's a serious issue that must be solved within Europe. Otherwise, Europe will become more Islamic than it is Western in a decade or two. But hey, Europe has still held on for all this time, and I really hope that it wakes up soon. I mean, who knows? Maybe the EU could wake up soon, and the whole terrorism problem could be solved. And even better, activism for true peace and the hunt for terrorist groups could be pushed in the Islamic world. and then Islam will be a true religion of peace. Okay, now that we are in early November, the main attention on the world stage is America, of course. Yep, I'm gonna talk about the 2020 presidential election. I'm sure we all knew how it went. The beginning had Biden and Trump duking it out in the East mostly, with the key battleground states being Florida and Georgia, I believe. Then it moved west and Trump managed to win Florida and Texas. This was a good start for him, but then Biden came back by winning much of the West, including Arizona somehow. And then all eyes turned to the Midwest of the nation. Trump had a lead there initially, but then the blue wall held strong, and Biden flipped to Wisconsin, Michigan, and then later Pennsylvania in the Northeast, winning him the election. Of course, many states are still undecided, but it's not like it matters now at this point. As of now, Biden has 290 electoral votes compared to Trump's 214 electoral votes. Now, something fishy I saw was that at one point during the vote counting, states that were for Trump mostly had stopped counting for some reason, and some states were called for Biden already, when they were literally only 0% or 1% reporting. That, in my eyes, is a little suspicious. But okay, if we overlook that, then there's also the fact that thousands of ballots were somehow found in Michigan, all for Biden, none for Trump. I wonder how. It better be just an error, because if not, then the voter fraud is real. I mean, about 161 million voted this election, so I don't know for sure. Well, at least it's more realistic than saying Russia came in and hacked. Anyways, after Biden had won, he made a speech in Wilmington on how America should move on from all this and how we should all unite. While I do appreciate his attempt to call for unity, nah, it's not gonna work. Just look at these reactions.
crime family stealing the election. The media is covering up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering it up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
Are y'all that stupid? Come on, answer this question for me. Are y'all that stupid? No. Let me answer that for you. Yes, y'all are that stupid. Joe Biden is going to close America down. He's gonna force you guys to get a vaccination. You're gonna have to wear masks for the rest of your life. Everybody's going to jail for stupid ass marijuana, dumbass drug crimes. He says he's decriminalizing. It's bullshit. He's going to sell America to Chinese communists and Russian communists. And y'all don't see the you rather pick this motherfucker over Donald Trump? You think you didn't vote for Donald Trump because you believe he's a white racist, quote unquote, right? Well, Joe Biden is best friends with the Grandmaster Wizard of the KKK.
Oh gee, doesn't that remind me of 4 years ago?
It has to be a joke. I do not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to kill myself and I'm not kidding. You better fix this right now. I literally am gonna die. I need an ambulance. I can't believe.
Are y'all that stupid?
I'm literally
Come on, answer this question for me. Are y'all that stupid? No. Let me answer that for you. Yes, y'all are that stupid. Joe Biden is going to close America.
Liberals and conservatives, left and right, two sides of the same coin. But hey, this country has always been divided and somehow we are still one nation. Of course, I know that over these next 4 years, polarization will continue, but it's not like this nation's gonna end. Many predicted that from 2016 to now under Trump, and the US is still relatively fine, besides the pandemic stuff, of course. Now, I do recommend we all settle down and accept this, unlike Trump and his gang. We'll be fine under Biden, I hope. Now, final words on this are, assuming he makes it through all the lawsuits, congrats to Joe Biden, the 46th President of the United States. Phew. Alright, now as you could tell, just those few months of this year were quite a crap storm. But don't worry, we have less than 2 months of this year left, and I hope it gets better. Well, maybe it wouldn't, since December may have something stupid to offer, but whatever. Just stay positive, folks. Keep in mind that my ending remarks for each of the events were positive. We've almost made it through this whole year, and we should hope that the next year will be better. Hope and pray, and suggest to me what you would like to see next on this channel. I wish all of you to have a content life, and CCO5 out.